Hello all. Today we're going over the August 2018 NonCon Apocabox. First off, let's talk about this hat. See if you can get that in there. I love the emblem on this hat. Survival starts in the mind, not in the pack. That there is very cool. And I say that all the time. It's your skills and the gear that go hand in hand that can keep you alive out there. But there's no sense of having the gear if you don't have the skill to use it. This hat is coming off because it is just not my style. When I got it, it was straight out like this, and no. This emblem, I'll either give this to a friend that likes this style of a hat, or this emblem's coming off and I'll put it on something different. It's just not my style of hat. Now I have my hat on and I feel a lot more comfortable. It's like putting me in a suit. I feel very uncomfortable. This here, I want to just talk about this for a second. The artwork that they put into this, I really like. That is a great picture. I like that. But it's a contents list. But it also has, you know, wild edible section that goes over milkweed. Also has a story on the back. This here is just added. Plus, Apocabox Survival Challenge. And right here it talks about getting a full color edition of the NonCon pack book that Creek had just written. This month for the Apocabox Challenge is assemble a flint knife and nap your own bottle bottom arrowhead or knife blade. I'm going to just nap a knife blade out of a bottom of it's a beer bottle. Now I have done this before many times, but I'm going to use the tools provided in the kit and just kind of get a rough edge or serrated edge that I can cut with. That's what most times back in the day with flint and steel and so on, they would snap off a big flake and just use that for cutting and doing many tasks. They would serrate it if they needed to and such. But a lot of them didn't have to be pretty, just usable. So being able to take a bottom of a bottle or a piece of glass and serrate it into a cutting tool is a very handy skill to know. So I love that he's using this in the NonCon pack, because NonCon means non-consumables. This is a book that he wrote and featured after that book on a kit that you can put together and go long term with. Knowing how to make cutting tools is a long-term skill. This here is the book that I'm talking about that Creek just finished. And he also had a couple co-authors in this book. I've been reading it. Very good, very good. It's a step-by-step guide to making your own NonCon pack. I'll read what it says right here. The NonCon pack is your gear list for the apocalypse. NonCon stands for non-consumables. Most survival kits and bug-out bags are packed full of consumable items to help a disaster evacuee survive independently for a limited number of days. What if independent survival is necessary for a longer period of time? Or what if the disaster is catastrophic strikes that's coming back home is no longer an option? In the NonCon pack, survival instructor Creek Stewart outlines a step-by-step build of your personal non-con pack, which includes the non-consumable tools, gear, and supplies required to secure consumable survival resources. So that's just some of it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this book, I'm just going to flip through it real quick and just show you. This one here is a black and white version. Like I said, you can buy the colored version as well, but you got skills, you have shelter setups, different, this here is your pack and such, and how to modify it and so on. A lot of knowledge in this book, and it's been a very good read. Like I said, it's also co-authors in here that have sections as well. So in this month, they also gave a non-con pack knife. It's a thermoplastic sheath. This here, you can put it on a pack. It has many different ways you can hook this on your belt and so on with this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but it gives you a lot of options. There's the knife right there. It is full tang. It's 4mm thick. So it's pretty rugged. Stainless steel. So low maintenance. And it came sharp, but I actually sharpened it up a bit more. Now the metal, I'm not sure what the metal is, to tell you the truth, besides stainless. Although when I was sharpening and such, it sharpened pretty easy, which means that it's a softer metal usually, but it's easier to maintain in the field on, say, a river stone or something like that. The softer it is, as long as it holds a decent edge, then it should be a pretty nice knife. I have not even cut anything with this yet. I've not done anything with it, but I have sharpened it. Although in the project, I will be doing some carving with it, and we'll see how it works. But pretty decent knife, and the Apocabox is a $50 subscription box, and each month with the skills challenge and the different projects and such, to me, I believe it's totally worth the price. I get a lot of enjoyment out of these. It's like Christmas every time. It's like, oh, what's he coming up with this time? You know, kind of thing. Right here is a trapping kit. And what it has in here is 2 small game snares. These also have locks on them. So when something's snared, it tightens and stays tightened. And it is more humane to dispatch an animal in that manner. Very strong construction. And you have 2 in here because, as you know, trapping is one of your best ways to provide food in a long-term situation. So having a few of these, it's just an addition to a trapping kit you may put together. You're gonna add more, of course, but this here is a start. It's in this cotton bag that has many uses as well, but for non-con, definitely very good to add to a pack. Next, he added these non-con towels, as he calls them, and they're just compact towels that are reusable. And they're good for many, many uses, hundreds of uses. But what I want to do is just open one up because they're supposed to be durable and such. And I'm just kind of curious what they're like. You can see very, very small. Some of these you have to add water to open these up. I've got some water with me. I'm going to pour it on it and just let it do its thing. Just poured some water on that, and let's undo this. Wow. That is rather impressive, I have to say. I don't want to rip it, but I'm pulling pretty hard on that. And it's rather thick. Wow. That is rather impressive. That there, I could see hundreds of uses for it. Yeah, I am shocked, actually, how big that got. And I figured it was going to be very, very thin. But, yeah, that's pretty cool. Very, very good addition for sure. Wow. Now this here, what they're called, there's two of them, soup socks. I'm gonna just read what he says here. I've seen these used before. And what it says is, soup socks were a game changer for me when I first discovered how useful they could be in a wilderness living situation. These 100% cotton bags are perfect for making soup stocks. All you do is fill it with things like bones and leftover wild edibles, then place the soup sock in boiling water to make a delicious and hearty broth that's perfect for drinking or using as a soup or stew base. Now, I've seen people use these in the past, and they just throw it in to make a broth, or they'll actually throw it in their soup, just take this out later, because just the broth comes out of this. Very good addition for long term, indeed. Lastly, you have this here. This is the kit for the skills challenge. And it's pretty cool, really, because they give you bottom of a bottle, but they also give you a napped arrowhead that you can make into a knife. As well, they give you, this here's a dowel that you can make for the knife handle with the arrowhead. This here is for making your tool. For napping, they give you a little stone, this here is the bowstring, and some jute twine, and also a piece of copper here that you can use for flaking. So I'm going to do a video on napping the bottom of this piece of glass here and constructing this piece of flint into a knife. So there'll be other videos, but that there is the contents of this month's Apocabox, and I'm rather excited because I got mine late because of shipping and such. It's no fault of Apocabox, it's international shipping, so it took longer, but I was very excited to be able to get to this because I've been waiting. So, thanks for watching, take care, and always appreciate it.